Number 1. I think people saying Namjoon or other Hyung moving Taekook from their position during awards means he's exposing Taekook is downright delusional and dumb. I more often than not see other people use this type of moments on videos like Hyungs exposing Taekook or stuff like that. And even if I think BTS members have done or said things that could be somehow exposing or a bit telling about Taekook, I just think this is not it. Of course, if those analyses are the only thing you see, you'll be biased and therefore think it's Taekook driven. But if you watch acceptance speeches on their own, you'll see they rearrange the members' positions all the time, especially Namjoon. Because, you know, he's the leader, and he does that so that they can fit into the screen or so that no member can overshadow another member, and so on. So stop thinking they rearrange their positions because of a subliminal type of thing LMAO. This is why people think we're delulu. Basically, simply put, stop watching analysis and watch content on your own LMAO. Second one. People usually sexualize Taekook for the dumbest stuff all the time, on social media, on YouTube videos, on blogs, just anywhere. And it's just so weird that they sexualize some moments cause really, from a professional point of view, they do not even show sexual behavior at all. But the sexualized moment that annoys me the most is in Bon Voyage 3 and the infamous toilet paper incident. You'll know which one I'm talking about LMAO. Bon Voyage is paid content, so I understand if not a lot people have watched it fully, but it still annoys me that most Taekookers when analyzing Bon Voyage, they purposefully avoid mentioning Taehyung's grandfather's passing during that time that actually stopped him from joining the other BTS member during the first episodes of Bon Voyage, and that, from my point of view, would totally explain the missing toilet paper the following morning of his arrival, during his alone time with Jungkook. Although I know a few people that already know of his grandfather's passing and still see it as a sexual moment, and I seriously couldn't be more disgusted. Number 3. I understand that lyric interpretation is something unavoidable and something we do as fans almost subconsciously, even as native Koreans. People can interpret lyrics differently. Now, as international fans, it is way more often than not that we do that, and it's totally okay. We have a language barrier which makes lyric interpretation something understandable. The thing I do not support at all, however, is taking advantage of people's feelings just to have evidence pointing towards their ship. That's something recurring with Taekook and I just hate it. Imagine working in an industry that wants to make you look like a flawless person all the time that cannot show any sign of suffering. Imagine the fear you would feel to show your fans that love you so much that you're suffering. And of course the whole stressing process of just song making in general. Now, imagine all of those feelings being unvalidated because of people that can't see past their ship and somehow want to make a fanfic out of yours and other members suffering to make it look like you're somehow suffering because of each other. Now, I've been having that same though for a while now, but it just increased with Ty's new song teaser and Jungkook's past self-made songs such as Dekel Still With You, etc. 4. And the most important one, degrading other members' bonds is something completely unacceptable and high-key disrespectful. I understand that you think there's no romance in other ships' body language, because if you believe in Taekook, then that of course means you don't believe they have anything romantic with any other person. But completely dismissing other members' love and interactions as fan service is just dumb and completely sad that we should start changing. If you feel so insecure about Taekook that you feel threatened by other members' love affection, then you should probably just stop shipping for a while because all members love each other and naturally show their love in all ways possible that you shouldn't degrade us to call them fan service just because they're in front of the camera or during concerts. I think that we should start changing that. Talking about degrading bonds, we should stop degrading Taekook or BTS bonds with armies. Like, I've watched content about how Taekook use code when talking about armies to somehow talk to each other and say they love each other or something like that, and OMG, isn't that ridiculous how people stoop so low just to have more evidence for their ships LMAO? Just to reassure you guys, You can love a lot more people but still love your partner the same. And thinking you can't love literally no one else other than your partner is so damn toxic. Especially toxic if it's not even your own relationship you're this toxic about but some other people we don't even know if they are dating LMAO.
I love you. So much.
Okay, so this next one is that prompted me to make this second part. I felt the most disgusted at Taekook shippers when this happened. Basically as a picture that Tae uploaded and a lot of Taekookers started analyzing why it wasn't Tae's foot and why it was Jungkook's foot instead, and I just remember feeling so disgusted at the moment that people stooped so low to prove their ship by making a compilation of all members' feet because it literally didn't concern us at all. My feedback then was so full of feet I just was like what the freak every single time and decided to get away from Stan social media for a while because I just couldn't see that LMAO. Anyways, I don't even get the point, though, because even if it was indeed Jungkook's foot that Tae uploaded, it didn't prove anything. Like, literally nothing, so I just find my timeline full of feet unnecessary and stupid at this point. Number 6. Problematic shippers should be stopped as soon as they clearly cross a line. Said line clearly being disrespecting BTS or just Taekook in particular. There has been numerous of expose threads on Twitter, so I find it unnecessary to talk about it in depth. But you know which shippers I'm talking about. Like, seriously. The fact that baby armies or just younger audience see this type of content will totally make them confused and more likely to think that what these toxic shippers say it's true. Including things like members hating each other, Taekook being jealous and toxic people, members being homophobes, members interfering with Taekook in a malicious manner, Big Hit hating Taekook or Taekookers, and so on. I think it's just plain wrong that these innocent shippers will most likely agree with these toxic shippers, because, to be honest, small or big accounts, they're still influencers. And the fact that these people purposefully use their platforms to brainwash or influence people into thinking it's actually morally right to think the way they do is just problematic AF, and it's exactly what's wrong with this fandom and shipping culture. I think cancelling them or insulting them is bad as well. So I think we should calmly talk with them so that they can fully understand what they're doing wrong. Because at this point, I think they don't see what's unethical about what they do. But hey, if they don't want to stop, then okay, cancel them or whatever. But please don't be mean to them. They're still humans. Number 7. Not everything revolves around Taekook, and we should stop acting like it does. Not every interaction Taekook have with other members on their own means something for our ship. Not everything Taekook do as small projects of their own means something for our ship. And lastly, not everything Big Hit does as a company means something for our ship. And we should stop making useless comparisons or links between Taekook and other people or Jungkook with Taehyung, because most of the time, it's not even Taekook related. If you think about it and compare it to real life, nothing your partner does on their own has to do something to you. And we can link this to the song thing I talked about in the third point. Like, yeah, if they write a song for you, then cool. But if they want to start a small project on their own and start composing songs that has nothing to do with you, then just support them LMAO. Like, if we think about it in real life, it makes sense. But somehow think the opposite way when it comes to ships LMAO. Last, but certainly not least, number 8. I think most people who think Taekook were or are going to come out just wished so because they wanted to feel superior for shipping Taekook and have something to brag about to certain other shippers. Most of the evidence pointing towards Taekook coming out was sometimes very delusional and not even good proof. So the fact that most Taekookers started to think they were coming out were feeling excited because they were finally about to be proven right and not because they actually cared about Taekook and their well-being. If I start thinking about other people close to me being closeted, I would feel the most happy if they were just happy with their own sexuality and confident about sharing it with us, and if I feel happy that they came out, it would be because I just feel happy that they were brave enough for doing it and not because I made a bet with someone else that that person was LGBT LMAO. So, Basically, if you expected Taekook to come out and did consider the repercussions of them doing so and how it would affect them in all ways, and you still felt happy for that possibility, then good for you. But if you never even considered what type of problems they would have with themselves, as a couple, with BTS, with Big Hit, or with certain fans or shipper, or just other people in general or the media, and just wanted them to come out in spite of that, then you're not a good shipper. If you were to have a closeted friend or family member, wouldn't you desire for them to feel happy the most? Coming out means you've come to terms with your sexuality and that you trust that people, but it also means making it public. And I think most people want Taekook to come out just to make it public and not because they want them to feel confident or happy at all.